हेलो नमस्कार वेलकम टू बनमस्का। मैं कहानियों का सौदागर और आज फिर एक नया सौदा लाया हूँ कहानी के तौर पर। सौदा है तो लेन देन तो होगा ही। मैं आपको दूंगा एक कहानी और बदले में लूंगा आपसे आपका वक्त। कहानी के चलते चलते आपको एहसास तो हो ही जाएगा कि सौदा फायदे का रहा। बनमस्का, untold Parsi stories of love, heartbreak, pain, grief, happiness, laughter, tears, and triumph. This is the non-confirming Parsi, and you are listening to Banmaska. किस्से, कहानियाँ, बस. Stories of a Parsi, by a Parsi, for the world to listen. चलो शुरू करिए. Wednesdays with बपई मामी. पहले एपिसोड में हमने आभा की कहानी सुनी. इन टुडेज एपिसोड 2 हम सुनेंगे नौशिर की कहानी. मैं आप सबको याद दिला दूं कि मुझे बपई मामी से एक किताब मिली थी. उस किताब के 2 हिस्से थे. एक हिस्से पर लिखा था शी और एक हिस्से पर लिखा था ही. शी यानी कि आभा और ही यानी कि नौशिर. आइए सुनते हैं नौशिर की कहानी. He woke up in the middle of nowhere. Sweat rolled down his forehead on a decently cold night. The stars were all clearly visible in the boundless dark sky. He looked around to realize he was lying in an old deserted sanctum. Breaking through the dilemma, Naushir had walked almost 5 miles away from the rehab. The mental and the physical strain together had drained him to a point of giving up. He had taken refuge in a sanctum and in no time fallen asleep out of giddiness, only to wake up with a startle because of the dream and the subsequent whisper. It was a dream, the same one which had been disturbing him all through his childhood. It had come after a while to stir him up again. The red moon, the steaming water in the lake, surrounded by a white, thick blanket of snow. A beautiful princess-like figure coming out of it, dripping wet. The vapor covering her frame. Only her eyes visible through the steam mask. Eyes that he had known. His dream would always begin with the red moon and end with a flame so luminous he could actually feel its warmth. The dream was no different this time, except that he almost heard someone whisper in his ears the words, Magi, and chak chak, chak chak, chak chak. Being too exhausted to dwell much deeper, he fell asleep. The golden rays of the early morning sun peeped through one of the gaps in the dilapidated stone wall of the sanctum. He rubbed his eyes and smiled, as if he had woken from a deep, pleasant trance. From not so far, 3 young men on bikes he saw driving towards him, who appeared to be bikers on a mission. In no time, they had parked their bikes, which appeared to be born of a marriage between Harley Davidson and Bullet. They were as glad to see him as he was. Seeing him in a disheveled state, they offered him water to drink and some food. He brazenly asked for more. They were kind. They introduced themselves. He didn't. Anish, one of them with curly hair, asked, "Are you a home runaway?" To that Naushir replied vaguely, "Aren't we all running away somewhere, for something, for someone, and away from something, someone?" "True, man, this guy makes sense." The one with an odd blue jacket, Sutantu, added. "That doesn't answer the question." The one with a weird shaped beard, Vasu, wasn't as convinced as the other. "I am lost. Lost like most of us. You, You and you. Noshir pointed at each one and said, I don't agree with you, Mr. Sage. We very much know we are in Ungaon, famously known for the best quality wool. It's a small village which was considered to be a land of shepherds. See, we aren't lost. Vasu reasoned. That is what your Google Maps and Wikipedia says about this place. Till a few seconds back, I wasn't even aware where I was. For me, this place was just one part of this entire universe, till you spoiled it completely by giving it a name. Noshir said, finishing off the juice and the last bite of whatever was offered to him. I like this man. He's cool, man. Sutantu excitedly added. Yes, in fact, aren't we three also on a quest? Till we haven't discovered the place we have set out for its bliss. And once we reach our destination, the bliss fades off. Anish affirmed. Sutantu joined in. And I suppose the freaking bliss of discovering Ungaon has also faded. Very soon we shall have to move to another freaking destination. Very excitedly he asked the squad. So, are you guys in for Chak Chak? Those two words fell like pebbles in still water, creating ripples through Noshir's being. It was as if the whisper was echoing back into his ears. Chak Chak. Chak Chak. Chak Chak. Chak Chak is what you said? Noshir asked curiously. Yes, man, it's our next destination. We shall be traveling next month to Iran. It's going to be something, man. It is a sponsored trip. A travel show wants us to do it for them. Sutantu couldn't hold back. But you just said it doesn't matter which place we are in. So how come you're so curious to know about Chak Chak? Vasu asked. To that, Noshir replied contemplatively. Some destinations we choose, and some destinations choose us. Noshir wasn't too sure what was happening. Was it just a coincidence or was it destined? He let himself glide like a feather, destiny playing gentle breeze at times and strong gust at others. Would you like to join us, Mr. Sage? Surprisingly, Vasu asked. Yes, man, this guy would be great company. I love you, man. Come, join the gang, the sweet Sutantu said. But wait a minute, guys. We would have to ask the chick for letting him aboard, Anish announced. Who is the chick Anish is referring to? Is this a mere coincidence? Will Noshir take up this opportunity? Will Abha and Noshir's paths meet ever? We will know in episode 3 when we meet Abha again.